I think one of the most disheartening things for parents who are Christians is to have their kids grow up and not choose to follow God. I think a lot of people put a lot of blame on themselves for how they might have raised their kids. And I've seen parents on both sides from doing little to influence their kids for God and giving them that option to parents who have diligently invested in their kids and their kids still choose to walk away. And I think a lot of us like to cling to Proverbs 22:6 that says, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. My friends, that's a proverb. We want that proverb to be true, but the reality is, as we look at the entirety of Scripture, that is simply not true. I have just finished moving through the kings of Judah. Today in my reading in my chronological Bible is when the invasion of Judah happened by King Nebuchadnezzar. And as I look back at the history of the kings, I'm just going to recap for you where we see what's right and what's not right with the kings. So we had a series of good kings. Jotham was good and carefully obeyed God, and then his son Ahaz was evil. Evil. Hezekiah was the greatest ever, but his son Manasseh was evil. Evil and atrocities that God punished Jerusalem for at the fall of the kings was because of Manasseh, it says specifically in the scripture I read today. Then we have Amon, who was evil. His son Josiah was fabulously good, better than any king ever before him and any king after. And then his son Jehoahaz, evil. We see the Israelites who were carefully led by God for 40 years in the wilderness. He trained them, he gave them laws, he covenanted with them, and they couldn't even follow for 40 years. They couldn't. We have free choice as humans. We as parents would like to affect the choices of our children. We would like them to choose the right path. We would like them to follow God wholeheartedly and grow in his ways and perpetuate that with the next generation. But the reality is every single person must choose for themselves how they will serve God. Joshua made this clear in his admonition to the Israelites before he died. Choose for this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. You can infect something while you've got your kids in your house. You can try. But you also have to let them choose for themselves and be willing to understand that sometimes they choose what we don't want. I know this might not be encouraging, but let it be removing of guilt from you. Blessings on you today.